Hi, this is Natalie of the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche, and I'm making striped linen. Striped linen looks great with those real prim old samplers. Today I am making some for me and for some people on the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche site. Hold on, that's making noise. So I have 40. I was smart enough to make different counts and actually write them in the margin here with a permanent marker. So I have 40 count. Let's see, what is this? These are all fat quarters. 40 count. I have, what is this one? 32 count. And they're all cream. Cream Zweigart linen. And 36 count. We're using painter's tape. Are you there? Yeah. I may not have enough painter's tape of this painter's tape, but I do have a wider one that my husband gave me. Let's see if I can find it under here. Yep, I have it right here. So maybe we'll use some of this, maybe some of the wider stuff, and that should be fine too. So I'll make some with each. So I'm going to take the video and put it down so you can see the actual process, and I'll talk to you through it. So let's do that somehow. How are we going to point this down? Let's see. I'm just wondering how we're going to do this. So I'm a little awkward. I'm sorry. Can you see that? No. Let's maybe make this higher in some way. I'm going to put this up on the counter. Let's see. Kind of point this camera down. Let's see how this looks. Well, that's better. Still not 100%, but I think this is good. Okay. So we take the painter's tape, and you can make these as thick as you want. Tend to evenly space them. Okay? Don't go all the way down to the end, because what will happen is it'll stick to the foil. The purpose of the foil is merely to protect my counter. So, because coffee and tea stains. So let's do each piece. If they're a little off, that's okay. So we're going to do the 40 count. I'll probably put a break here so I can do all the pieces, but I wanted you to see me doing at least one piece. All right. As you can see, it does use a lot of painter's tape. I tried other tapes, and painter's tape works the best. It was my husband's idea. Thank you, Mr. Kelly. All right. Don't go too crazy on making it. You want it fairly straight, but actually a little uneven is better. That's the whole idea of having something prim. Prim is uneven. Okay. And you don't have to go all the way down to the end here either, because you're probably not going to stitch the whole end. All right, so I'm going to show you this as soon as I'm done. Once again, try not to let it hang over, because it'll end up sticking to the tape, and it'll be to the foil. And it will be very annoying. Of course, I went over here, but that's okay. I think we need one more piece. Okay. Okay, so let me show you what your linen, to make it striped, is going to look like. So far, we've got blue stripes. So let me do the other ones, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my 4 pieces of linen all striped and ready to go. I'm going to do 1 piece at a time. I used a combination of wide and skinny tape, so you'll actually have a little bit more variation. They're all slightly off, which is what you want. So make sure your tape is good. Do not worry, it's not going to be fully striped because the coffee and tea will seep underneath. So I have some paint brushes. I have some strong coffee. Hold on. You don't want to use the coffee grounds, just to show you, because that's going to get really messy. But you can squeeze it out. Oop, let's not get that all over. And it will add some color. I think we're not going to do that. This is the real thing, folks. A little bit of coffee ground got in there, but that's okay. No biggie. Okay. So now you're going to dab in between. You've got some nice, very strong coffee. See what I'm doing? I'm dabbing. Dab, 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 dab. Dab, 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 dab. It's good if it's stronger in spots. Let me just even make this so you can see it even more. I'm just gonna, whoop, make it. Can you see it there? Let's see. I think you can see it pretty darn good there. Let's see. I know I'm having issues today. I don't know why. We're a little bit of a tilt. Let's fix this. Sorry, folks. Just trying to do the best I can here. There we go. Now you can see. But we have to just... There we go. Okay. And you want to dab, 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 dab in an uneven fashion, some thicker, some thinner. This is instant coffee that I bought on Amazon because I got a whole big, huge thing of it for a fraction of the price, at least per ounce, than I would otherwise. Okay, dab, 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 dab. Dab, dab, dab. Dab. You don't want to soak it too much, but you want to get enough in here that it soaks under the tape. If you want it even more prim and more variegated, you leave big open areas. Okay, but I don't want it. Okay, so we got that. Okay, I want to make sure that there's enough on here that there aren't big white blotches. I think there may be white blotches. There will be some white blotches on the edges, and that's fine. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you've got this all done. Now, this is tea powder. And take a little bit of tea powder in my hand and just sort of sprinkle it. This will really give you some of those nice dark areas. You can put as much as you want or as little as you want. Now to set my color, I'm going to bake this, and I have it on 350. Hold on. And you don't need to bake it for very long on 350 because you don't want to burn it. You want to bake it just for a little bit until it looks like the color sets. So maybe at 350, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes per piece. So I have my other pieces here. I'm going to do them one piece at a time, and then we'll take them out and we'll rinse them. So right now I'm going to do the magic of a video, and we're going to make all our pieces and bake them. I just use a tray. Here's another thing you want to do, is you do want to smush it together, okay? smush it together. There we go. And we're going to put this on our, you can even put a little bit more of that powder, but I don't think you need it. But if you wanted even more prim, then by all means, take a little more powder of your tea. I like the tea powder for this. And just sprinkle it on top. If you see a bunch of areas that look a little bit white to you, you can take a little more of your coffee and drip it on there. You don't want it too wet, it'll take forever to the baking process. There we go. And let's put this in the oven for 5 minutes, minimum. Now, why am I doing this one at a time? I'm doing this one at a time because I don't want it all bunched up. I tried doing it that way and then the baking is uneven, so I sort of want it spread out on the sheet. So just do it one at a time. So I'm going to prepare each piece and we'll be back. Now, while I'm waiting for my one in the oven to bake and this piece to go in, I'm going to do something different. I bought this very big piece of 46 count linen, and it's huge. And the reason it's huge, let me see, is it labeled? I just want to, it is called Antique White Zweigart 46 count linen. I'm thinking about not doing Harriet salt on the 56 count because of my eye issue, and doing it on the 46 count. I found some antique white and I'm going to tea dye it. I am not making it the prim striped linen. This is some tea powder, and what I'm going to do is get a bowl or a container. Let's see, I don't know if that's big enough. Let's get, here we go. Up. Let's put our tea in here. Or you can brew tea. And we're going to put this whole thing in the tea. I want this to be even. I don't know if I have enough. No, I don't. So we're going to make some more tea by, hold on. We're going to make some more tea by using the powder. I'm a little low on this and I want to make sure I have enough for the rest. But all you do is you buy your tea powder, and it's caked up a little bit because I'm sure I got it wet, but I don't eat this, I just use it. And you want to make it fairly strong. So you've got your tea powder mixed with your tea. And I do not want this prim. I want this just the color of the tea. So you want to make sure you mix it really well. You don't want any pieces. And we're just going to pour it over our fabric. And I want this to be very even. This is a pretty big piece of fabric. And here we go. I'm not going to let it sit in here very long. I just want this to be a subtle color. It has a little bit of antique look. I'm okay with it, but I certainly don't want it to be like my striped, which is super prim, super, you know. I want this to be a little more formal linen. Let's undo this. Probably could have done this in a big pot, but I chose to do this instead. All right. So next, what we're going to do is rinse it really good. Then I'm going to put it in the dryer, actually, and I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, well, my tea-dyed linen that's non-prim is in the dryer. I did rinse it pretty well because I certainly don't want to get tea all over my dryer, so I rinsed it till it's really almost clear. And this linen was in the oven for 8 minutes. Just till it gets a little bit burnt, but that's okay. The little areas, we're going to rinse all this out. So we're actually going to take the tape off and rinse it, and I'm going to show it to you after it's rinsed. Okay, so I have my first piece ready. Well, it's not ready. It is just rinsed. And as you can see the beautiful striped effect. The color is just there. This is just ready to do a nice sampler on. It's going to look fabulous as sampler. So how am I going to dry it? You can put this in the clothes dryer, or better, just let it sit outside in the sun, or even the problem with Florida is that it tends to rain. So I'll probably just put it outside in the sun unless it looks like it's going to rain, then I'll bring it in. So I'm going to do all 4 pieces right now. And the next time I show you this video, all 4 of these pieces will be done, and we'll show you each one. Each one will look unique, 100% unique. You will have a piece of linen that you make yourself, or somebody like me could make for you if you want. You will have a piece of linen that no one in the world has that will make your sampler look like it is straight out of the 1700s. Okay. Okay, so we have our 4 pieces of linen that we made today. They smell so good. So I'm going to show you all of them. The 46 count piece that is just tea dyed, this is 46 count Zweigart, is just tea dyed. It's got a very, very subtle variegation, almost nothing, sort of like lakeside wood. I hope you can see the color. It's a creamy color. It is absolutely perfect for Harriet Salt. Okay? So, look at the color. Right? So this is my 46 count, just, I'm going to call it just barely tea dyed. And this is a ½ yard. I have to figure out how much I need, but very, very happy. So that's one thing. Just to show you the difference, this is the one I messed up. It got a hole in it. But this is the Zweigart 56 count Cafe au lait. And this is mine that I got. The color's not that far off. I think mine's a tad lighter, a tad more gold, tad more buttery, and a tad lighter. I actually like it. And then I'm going to try the 46 counts. In fact, I may do that tonight. Okay, so one problem solved. Now we've got some pieces. Somebody wanted a 36 count. I had a piece of paper. I have this written down, who wants what. So somebody wanted a 36 count. Let's just go through these one at a time. This one, because I wrote down, this is 32 count. Striped sampler linen, 32 count. Again, each side is going to look different and the piece is going to look different. That's 32 count. All the bases are Zweigart cream. This is, let's see if I can find what I wrote. This is the 40 count. And you can see the sides are, each side is different. So that's 40 count. And this one is 40 count as well. I don't remember, I made a piece of 40 count for, my chart. Where is my chart? Oh, I'm forever looking for stuff. Hold on. Oh, here we go, Hannah Carter. Okay. So this is for, one of these is going to be for Hannah Carter, I think. So let's just look at this. For Hannah Carter. I have so much trouble holding it up. Okay, so let's see if I can do this with one hand. Okay, for Hannah Carter. I think it's going to be perfect. Remember, it's got these subtle stripes in it. It's actually going to look like that. The stripes are going to be horizontal. And Hannah Carter, here we come, I think. Now this had a little, almost a touch of pink in here. So what I really could do is just put some pink in here. I would be messing with it. But this is pretty nice stuff. Once again, striped. This is a little different than the other 40 count piece. So that's one 40 count piece. And the other one is this 40 count piece. This one's a little more striped. I don't know which one is better for Hannah Carter. What I'm going to do is, I think somebody wanted the 40 count, so I will ask her which one she wants and I'll use the other one. But as you can see, pretty nice. And finally, this must be the 36 count. Yes, 36? Yeah. Beautiful piece of 36 count. They all look different. They all look the same. This is the striped sampler linen, once again. And this is the barely tea-dyed linen. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. It shouldn't be too long. Yes, I'm back. I know I said I was gone, but one of the pieces I wasn't happy with, so I had to double dye. So this is the other 40 count piece that I was not happy with, and as you can see, I double dyed it. So I put the tape back on and I repeated the process, and it looks fine. In fact, it looks awesome. And the reason that this didn't come out as stripey as I wanted had to do with the fact that I used wide tape instead of skinny tape. So I had never used the wide tape before, but I was running low on the skinny tape, and most of the pieces I mixed it in and it came out fine. But this piece I used only wide tape. So lesson learned, get the thinner the better tape. This piece is double dyed. Now have a great day.